This is Camille's Harem, a subculture gathering spot for readers and writers of all shapes and sizes respectively. We're back to take a look at our favorite little guy that's so freaking determined to get stronger and overcome both the sucky society he's stuck in and the mysterious magical ability he's been gifted with. Episodes 3 through 5 give us the start of a glorious glow up for our main character, to the point that the change can only be explained through magical means. Just that shot of his abs and all of the nurses drooling over them is enough to see the difference as he gets stronger. It's not just his body that's getting stronger though. I think the most important thing is that his confidence is growing. We start off the series with Jinwoo being fully aware of just how weak he is and cursing his fate. Now that he's able to increase his abilities and grow in an endless cycle, he's able to prove to himself that he's able to absolutely trounce a couple of goblins, wolves, and a very angry snake. It's nice to see that he's able to continually overcome his own inner weaknesses, and that this is being looked at first and foremost. One of the greatest things a writer can show in their writing is the internal conflicts that a character has to face, because it's one of the things that can easily tie your character and the readers together. There's so many people that deal with the issues of anxiety, depression, self-worth, identity issues, etc., 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 that struggle each and every day to handle issues like these. Internal suffering is just as much of a human constant as death is. And Sung Jinwoo has issues. I think first and foremost, the kid has a freaking inadequacy complex, and I don't think the way that he's choosing to handle this is the healthiest. Not that us as watchers care though, because we've been raised on a steady diet of characters who allow themselves to get worked up and they fight their issues in the most physical manner possible. Look to anime and you've got Luffy fighting his way to the One Piece, Naruto fighting his way through a mountain of misplaced discrimination and judgment, Deku fighting against his own crybaby self by punching things harder. Even One Punch Man is just trying to fight his own boredom by punching more things. We like to think that hitting something will fix what's inside, but it rarely does. Hitting something as a form of catharsis as you process your complexes and issues, that's a little better. Jinwoo's fight with the snake is a great example of this. He spends most of the fight getting knocked around till he shows just how willful he is and then goes barbarian mode on the snake and chokes it. The whole time, his inner monologue is focused on how he needs to get stronger for himself and for others, because that's the only way he's going to find worth in himself. It's great writing, but Jinwoo needs a therapist for sure. But that's not the only trope that defines Swolo leveling. That's right, I'm finally getting to the Cinderella themed Jinwoo in the thumbnail, because Swolo leveling is in all intents and purposes a Cinderella story. Step out of the way, Sukuna, Jinwoo is a better match for Cinderella any day. Roast me in the comments. I may have pointed out before that internal strugglers are a great way to write a great story, but do you want to know a story that's going to get you noticed even if it's one of the most overused tropes in existence right now? That's right, it's the Cinderella story. It's the rising action trope at its finest. You start with a character at their lowest, you strap a pair of rockets to their back and launch them to the stars. It's so freaking common nowadays and shows up in almost every genre imaginable. To name a few, you've got Harry Potter, Naruto, and Star Wars. It reaches those inner bits of yourselves that wants to launch ourselves out of our current existences and just continues to call to that. Makes you feel great when you're watching the story, but then later at night while you're doom scrolling, it forces your conscience to start asking the dreaded question, could I be better? Like, it pulls out the depression even harder afterwards. Hell, I'm having to deal with some depression because I started this line of thought. While I deal with that, like and subscribe to the video, continue to roast me in the comments till the end of eternity for my terrible shipping skills, and then buy all of Lars's books because they're awesome. Okini.